The air in the diner was thick with the scent of burnt coffee and grease, the kind that clings to your clothes like a bad memory. My hands trembled around the chipped mug, steam curling like a ghost, as I stared at the woman across from me. 5 years ago, I'd walked away from her, my wife, my betrayer, without a word. Now here she was, sitting in this nowhere town's only diner, her eyes wide with recognition, her lips parting as if to speak my name. But I wasn't ready for her voice to break the silence. Not yet. Not after what she'd done. 5 years earlier, I'd been a different man. A trusting one. Our house in Portland was small but warm, filled with the hum of routine. Her laughter over morning coffee, my late nights grading papers as a high school history teacher. Emily was my anchor, her auburn hair catching the sunlight like a halo, her quick wit softening the edges of my overthinking mind. We'd been married 3 years and I thought I knew her. Every quirk, every sigh. But there were signs, weren't there? The way her phone buzzed at odd hours, her quick swipes to silence it. The faint scent of cologne, not mine, on her scarf. I'd dismissed it all, chalking it up to stress, to her long hours at the law firm. Love blinds you that way. Wraps doubt in a soft blanket of denial. It started with a text. I wasn't snooping. Her phone was on the kitchen counter, screen lit up like a beacon. Meet me at 8. Same place. No name, just a number. My stomach twisted, a cold knot forming, but I told myself it was nothing. A client, maybe. I didn't ask her about it. Instead, I watched. The late nights grew later, her excuses flimsier. Client dinners, she'd say, her smile too tight, her eyes darting away. I'd nod, swallowing the bile of suspicion, because questioning her felt like betraying us. Then came the night that broke me. It was a Thursday, rain hammering the windows like it wanted to drown the world. Emily said she had a deposition to prep for, wouldn't be home till midnight. I believed her. God help me, I did. But something snapped when I saw her car parked outside a bar downtown, not the law firm. I sat in my truck, rain blurring the windshield, heart pounding like a war drum. Through the neon glow of the bar's sign, I saw her. Emily, my Emily, laughing, her hand on some guy's arm. Their heads too close, their bodies angled toward each other like they were sharing a secret universe. I didn't go inside. I didn't need to. The truth was a blade, slicing through 3 years of vows. I drove home numb. The house felt wrong, too quiet, too hers. Her perfume lingered on the couch, her coffee mug sat unwashed in the sink. I wanted to scream, to shatter something, but instead I sat on the floor, staring at our wedding photo on the mantel. We looked happy. Was it ever real? My mind churned, replaying every moment, every lie. Had she always been this stranger? Or had I failed her somehow? Pushed her into his arms? Guilt and rage wrestled in my chest, each feeding the other until I couldn't breathe. I didn't confront her. Not that night, not ever. Confrontation would have meant hearing her excuses, her tears, and I wasn't strong enough for that. Instead, I planned. Coldly, methodically, like I was grading a student's essay for logic. I found out who he was, Mark, her coworker, all charm and ambition, the kind of guy who'd sell his soul for a corner office. I hacked her email. She'd never changed her password from our dating days. Ironic, that trust. The messages were a gut punch. Flirty at first, then explicit, then desperate. I can't stop thinking about you. When can we be together for real? Each word was a betrayal, a brick in the wall she'd built between us. My revenge wasn't loud. No public humiliation, no violence. I wanted them to feel the weight of their choices, to live with the wreckage. I drained our joint account. Not all of it, just enough to hurt, to make her question. I left her car keys on the counter, her favorite scarf neatly folded beside them, and a single note, I know. Then I vanished. Quit my job, sold my truck, and left Portland without a trace. No forwarding address, no goodbye. I wanted her to wake up to an empty house, to feel the hollowness I'd carried since that night in the rain. For 5 years, I rebuilt myself. A new name, a new life in a nowhere town in Montana, teaching history to kids who didn't care about the past. I grew a beard, let my hair go shaggy, became someone Emily wouldn't recognize. But I couldn't outrun the memories. Every night, I'd lie awake, wondering if she'd cried, if she'd looked for me, if she'd loved him more. The anger faded, but the hurt? That was a scar, raw and aching. Now here she was in this diner, her hair shorter, her face older but still hers. My pulse raced, a mix of dread and longing. Had she tracked me down? Or was this cruel chance, the universe laughing? She stood, hesitant, and walked toward my booth. My hands tightened around the mug, the heat burning my palms. James. Her voice was soft, trembling, like she wasn't sure I was real. I didn't answer, just stared, letting the silence stretch like a tightrope. I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Why are you here, Emily? My voice was steady, but inside, I was unraveling. 5 years of questions clawed at me. Why did you do it? Did you ever love me? I didn't mean for it to happen, she said, sitting uninvited. Her eyes were wet, but I didn't trust her tears. Mark was a mistake. I was lost, James. I tried to find you to explain, but you were gone. Explain? I laughed bitter and low. You think words fix that kind of betrayal? She flinched, her hands twisting in her lap. I know I hurt you. I hate myself for it. But I loved you. I still. Don't. I cut her off, my voice sharp enough to draw blood. You don't get to say that. She nodded, swallowing hard, and for a moment, I saw the woman I'd married. Vulnerable, human, flawed. But then I remembered the bar, the lies, the note I'd left. I wanted her to hurt like I had, but looking at her now, I wasn't sure she hadn't. Her eyes held a ghosts of regret, of sleepless nights. Had she been carrying this as long as I had? I'm getting married, she blurted, and the words hit like a slap. To someone else. Not Mark. I just needed you to know I'm trying to move on. I thought you were dead, James. I leaned back, the air too heavy to breathe. Married. She'd rebuilt, just like me, but hearing it twisted the knife. I wanted to hate her, to feel righteous, but all I felt was empty. Good for you. I said, my voice flat. Why tell me? Because I needed to say I'm sorry. Her voice broke, and she reached for my hand. I pulled back, the motion instinctive. I needed to know you're okay. I wasn't okay. Not then, not now. But I wouldn't give her the satisfaction of seeing it. I'm fine, I lied, standing. Don't come looking for me again. As I walked out, the bell above the diner door jangled, sharp and final. I didn't look back. I didn't need to. The real twist wasn't her showing up. It was realizing I'd been running from myself all along. She'd betrayed me, but I'd betrayed myself by letting her define me. 5 years, and I was still her ghost. Maybe it was time to let go.